Good morning once again. My name is Oyenike Adeleke and I'm your mental health advocate. And this is you and your mental health on Alore Radio, transmitting live from the Oyo State Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism. I'm here every Monday to ginger you, to make you feel good about yourself, to make you see reasons why there's hope, why you need to keep going on, and why you need to upset and offset anything that wants to apart or tamper with your week. Because the more you are, the sound you are, the more you're on top of your game, the more productive you can be at work. And that's why we talk about your mental health on Monday mornings, to ensure that you are living a healthy mental health, to ensure that there's nothing at the end of the tunnel that is scaring you, that is making you feel agitated. There's nothing that is troubling you. And even if there are things that are troubling you, to ensure that you'll be able to solve those problems, look at it from different angles, and have a reason why you will smile again. Like I said earlier, my name is Oyenike Adeleke, and I'm your host on You and Your Mental Health. And guess what? This morning we're going to have an amazing time as we kick off on symptoms and stages of mental health condition. What I like doing is I love it when I define the word mental health. What is mental health? Who experiences mental health? It's not just another English word. It's something that everyone experiences at one point or the other. So this morning I'll continue and I'll still do the same thing and define to you what is mental health. What exactly is that word everybody seems to suddenly get conscious of, and what does it do to us? All right, so your mental health is your physical, emotional, mental, financial health, everything. It affects every part of you. The way you feel, the way you respond to things, the way you respond to circumstances and situations, the way they affect your mood, the reason why you do the things you do. You know, that is what your mental health does basically. It controls your entirety. It controls the whole of you. It determines if you would laugh or cry, if you will eat or abstain from eating, if you will be happy or if you'll be sad. It determines a whole lot of things. And that's why we're laying emphasis on your mental health this morning, because it will determine how productive you are for the rest of the week. Like I said earlier, my name is Oyenike and this is Alore Radio. You're in for an amazing time this morning as I'll be talking about symptoms and stages of mental health condition. I'll be right back.
Nobody go ask if you don't chop. Nobody go send you free money. If you don't get now, you sabi. I doesn't ask.
I heard that you're looking for love. Please don't judge me, 'cause I won't judge you. I will not let me believe. I will believe. As I wake up this morning, landlord don't call me. My body don't ring my phone. Say where that thing when you promise me. I know say you no go believe. Them not tell me say that's so you dey be. I beg you take me back to days when we say I just to play and jump. If you no get now, you sabi. You know feel easy your body, oh. But if not them need you, they go come to you, come they give you different. This is super story, yo. Though the story touch me, yo, but I know if send you money, yo. If I say make a calculate, but in they spend from Monday to Sunday, they make me reminisce on those days. We pocket money, go yapa for my pillowcase. Now I can send the money, loleo. Everything where I want, I must pay, more bill. I fit to give anything to become a child.
I doesn't ask you better get a boy. You got to hustle, make a living to myself. Nobody go ask if you want. Nobody go send you free. If you don't get now, you sabi. I doesn't.
This song, it's quite amazing and funny, you know, because a lot of times I decide what happens to me and I decide what I allow to affect me. You know, at times like this, I begin to wonder why people would rather go back to being a child because of the pressure of being an adult. You think about the fact that you have to pay bills, you have to sort yourself out, you have to sort of family, especially if you're a family person, especially if you have responsibilities, and then you wake up and you're asking yourself, can I just be a child again? Can I be catered for? Can I have somebody that will just be there for me? And that is one of the reasons why a lot of times people are under a lot of pressure. People are under plenty pressure. They're beginning to ask themselves, who sent me job? Why am I even growing up? Can I just be a child so that I can have somebody determine what I eat, what I wear, where I go, and all that? But the truth of the matter is, you're an adult, so let's face it. You're already an adult, you're already facing life, you have commitments, you have things to do. So please just face it. Just get ready for adulthood and prepare yourself. One of the things that will happen to us is that nobody prepared us. Nobody warned us that adulthood is going to be like this. Nobody told us that it's not going to be a ball of roses. When we were younger, we felt like the moment we become adults, we can make our decisions, we can do our thing. Nobody controls you, nobody tells you what to do or where to go. You can even make a pot of stew and eat it in one day. But then when you become an adult, you discover that it's all a scam. It's more of responsibilities and all that. And that is one of the major things that leads to mental health conditions. When the pressures are coming in and you can't seem to handle everything on your own. When it looks as if, or seems as if, you're not on top of your game. When it looks as if you're pulling it at both ends and it's not just going through. When it looks as if the pressure is much more than you can handle. But the truth of the matter is, listen to me, it happens to everybody. Do not at any point think that you're different, or there's a curse from somewhere, or somebody is against you, or because you're not good enough. No, not in any way. Everybody goes through this. If you don't hear anything this morning, please be encouraged and keep telling yourself you're not the only one going through one thing or the other. Everyone goes through and everyone goes to. But the truth of the matter is, not everybody has the ability and the capacity to sustain themselves during those times. And that's why we're coming to every time to encourage you, to make you see life in another light, and to keep telling you that there's light at the end of the tunnel. All right, so this morning, like I said, we're going to be talking about the symptoms and stages of mental health condition. Anytime you feel in a particular way, anytime you're feeling something, I want to tell you the interpretation of those feelings. I want to tell you why it is you need to ask for help, and what is going through you or to you, what's happening to you, and why you think that it's prayers you need, or maybe you think that you need deliverance, or you need to go somewhere and ask somebody to wash your head. No. The pressures of life happens to everybody. Yeah, I'm not saying that prayer will not work, or going to somewhere or asking for help will not work, but can we just define the reason why we feel like that first? Let's find out what the problem is, and then we'll be able to get a better solution. Do not treat something you don't know the source of the problem. Let's define our feelings this morning. All right, so what are the symptoms of mental health condition? Anytime you feel like these things I'm about to tell you, then these are the early stages. That's why I'm going to give you the different kinds of stages that you have when it comes to a mental health condition. All right, so anytime you start feeling these things, you will know of a truth that you're beginning to tilt towards an unhealthy mental health condition. Anytime you feel like these things, you begin to tell yourself, I'm not okay. This is not right. There's some of these things that are not proper, they're not right. But you're so used to them, you feel like it's a normal thing. No, normal people don't feel like this. At any time you feel like that, do not at any time feel like you have a problem or there's something different about you. You just need to find out why you're feeling like that, so that you can know the solution to that problem. All right, so number one, I'm going to give you 5 main symptoms of mental health condition, especially if you are the kind of person that interprets your moods and have been wondering, why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? All right, so number 1 is excessive paranoia. You're always worried, you're always excited, you're always worrying about everything. Somebody comes and he says, why is he looking at me like that? Oh, somebody says something and like there's something, maybe he heard something about me so much. There's just so much going on in your head. You're so paranoid, you're so worried about every little detail. You're not assuming that it's something, you just assume that this thing is it without any reason, without any basis. You begin to interpret people's actions and their conditions. You begin to see things in a different way. And it looks as if you are the only one seeing it like that. And when you talk about it, people are like, We don't see what you're seeing, and you fight them for not seeing the way you said. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody this morning, but anytime you're paranoid, just know that your mental health is not 100%. Just know that you need help. You need to begin to watch those things. Anytime you're worried, you're always anxious, you're always thinking in another direction from every other person, please watch your mental health. I used to have a friend that anytime there's a news, at some point we have to tell her to stop listening to the news. So if you mistakenly tell her you're going to Lagos, for example, and she reads in the news 5 hours later there's an accident on Lagos Ibadan Express Road, she's going to start calling you. She's going to start getting worried, sending message out. Have you heard from this person? Oh, there's an accident. Maybe she's there. Maybe it's her. Maybe and then at some point everybody started avoiding her because she's always negative, always hoping for the worst to happen. That is not a good sign. It's a bad sign of a mental health condition. Anytime you're worried, you're anxious, you're paranoid, please watch it. Something is wrong somewhere.
You can't be
trendybeats.com.
Stacking up my money, no time for your shit. Money kulapo, I don't care for your hate. Me no fighting, me no fighting. Throwing down drums from bungalow out there. I did my penthouse, you can't even reach me. Me no frightened. It is not your fight, stand down. I'm not the one, calm down. You know I'm not your problem. You can't be me, why bother? Don't have your time now. Only mú mi bow down. Tó bá ń bínú farabalẹ̀, ọ̀bọ̀yà kò lárí mọ́lẹ̀. Okay. It's okay, let them see. Trouble no dey pay me.
Trouble don't finish. Trouble not they finish. The times when you just look at some situations and be like, you know what will be. I cannot come and kill myself. I cannot come and die. I can't just do whatever I can't do about it. I just allow it to be. But just being anxious and paranoid will not solve a problem. The best thing is to look for the right help. All right. So number 2 is anytime you feel these are symptoms of mental health illness. These are serious warnings that you should pay attention to. Number 2, long-lasting sadness or irritability. You're irritated at everything. You're always sad. Even when there's a cause to be happy, when there's a reason for everybody to be happy, you don't see reasons why they're all laughing. You hear people like that say things like, why are you happy? What's there to laugh about? Don't you think about what? Everybody's having a reason to be rejoicing, to celebrate, but you just can't see it. You'd rather be sad and you enjoy being sad. You see sadness in everything. You're irritated at everybody's actions. You just can't stand it. You're wondering why everybody's thinking the way they're thinking. You're wondering that, is it that you people can't see what I'm saying? No, we can't see it. It's just you. You are in a mood all by yourself that we can't explain why you're in that mood, and you're taking it out on all of us. You're upset that we're happy. You're upset that we're glad, we're rejoicing, and that is not a good sign. Trust me, it's not a good sign at all. You need to watch out. Anytime you start feeling like that, it's a mental health illness. It's a sign. It's one of the early signs of a mental health illness. Please don't say I'm just like that. No. In our house we're like that. That's the way I was brought up. I've been like this since I was a child. You have had issues since you were a child. You have unresolved issues. You need to look into it. You need to speak to someone. And that's why I need to tell you what are the things to look out for if you need help. If you're tired of the way you've been feeling, you're tired of the way you've been reacting to situations, then this is for you. And then the third thing is extreme changes in mood. I don't know if you have people around you where suddenly you're like, we're laughing just now. What suddenly happened to you? You just see that your mood will just change suddenly. And everybody's asking you what's wrong with you. And even personally, you can't place your hands on it. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. Don't say no because I'm melancholy or something. No. It has nothing to do with your temperament. It has to do with something on the inside. Everybody has temperaments, yes. But you see, there's some temperaments that you can't even explain. So anytime you see yourself changing your mood suddenly, and yeah, people say that I have mood swings. It's not a good sign. It's not a regular thing. Regular people don't have mood swings. Anytime you see these things, please pay attention to it. It's a sign of a mental health illness. And let me say it at this point, when I say mental health illness, I'm not saying you're mad. I'm not saying you're insane. I'm just saying it's a condition. Like I keep saying on this show, mental health is a condition and it can be cured. It's like you have a headache. It's like you have a fever. That's what mental health is. It's a disease. It's a condition. It can be cured. You can get help. So when you say somebody has a mental health condition, don't look at them as if, oh, he has lost it, he's mad, he's insane. No. Something has happened that's triggered something in that person, and it can be cured. You can overcome it. So don't always see mental health people as people with problems or people with issues. Listen to me. Everybody has been there at one point or the other. And that's why we're trying to change the way society see it. Society will make you feel as if you don't talk about your mental health conditions. You don't open up to people. Each time you open up, they see it as a sign of weakness. No, let's stop making them feel like it's a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength when you speak up. It's a sign of strength when you talk to someone. Never allow society to cage you in a place and say, men don't cry, men don't talk. Anytime a man is talking is a sign of weakness. It is not a sign of weakness. Anytime you see someone around you that needs attention, needs to be helped, please let us stop making them feel uncomfortable. Because the next thing you will hear is that this person has hung himself, this person has drank poison or something. If you were paying attention, you would notice that at some point that person's mood changed. Let's be sensitive. The people around us might just need a help, might just need a hug and somebody to talk to. And you might be that person.
Not your fight, stand down. I'm not the one, calm down. You know I'm not your problem. You can't be me, why bother? Don't have your time now. Only move me bow down. To bambi no farabalẹ̀. Oboya ko lari mọ́lẹ̀. Okay. It's okay, let them see. Trouble no they pay me. Kinjaye on a daily. Okay. We go there, okay. I just want Jare. Look. Baby, it's your daddy. I get it times two. You dey eye me, let me remind you. No, they try me, but to bury me, go my berry. Yeah, you got my attention. Now what you gon' do? You the tension, but your legs are kung fu. Okay, cool it down. Cause me no fight it. It's not your fight, stand down. I'm not the one, calm down. You know I'm not your problem. You can't be me, why bother? Don't have your time now. Only move me bow down. To bambi no farabalẹ̀. Oboya ko lari mọ́lẹ̀. Okay.
When you're upset, please calm down. But please do malari mole. You know, there's some of the songs that when you listen to, you begin to ask yourself, what exactly is happening to the singer? But the truth of the matter is, inspiration comes from experiences. And this guy is just simply saying that I have my own issues. You know, the grass is always greener on the other side. That person you see looking so capped up, looking nice, looking, smelling all nice, haircut is good, Brazilian hair is dripping. You don't even know what battles they're fighting on the inside. So stop envying somebody because that person looks good. Nah, the look is always very deceptive. You don't even know what words are going on that person on the inside. So please never allow another person's grass to enter your eye and then you start wishing for their life. If they tell you their stories, you discover that you even have a better life. All right, so let's go back to our discussion. Symptoms of mental health conditions or mental health illness. This particular one, you see, each time I tell people, they're like, no, it's not because of that. But I'm telling you, it's a mental health condition. Now, let me say it. Anytime you have a eating or sleeping disorder, it's a sign. It's an early sign of mental health condition. A lot of times I'm on social media, and I would say that maybe some of us that are workaholic, we stay up late. But if you're not working or you're not doing anything meaningful and you're up till 1 a.m., 2 a.m., just browsing the internet, just scrolling on social media, why are you not sleeping? An average person now sleeps less, eats less. It's either you eat too much or you're not eating at all. It's a mental health sign. It's a mental health disorder. Something is wrong somewhere. What's taking sleep out of your eyes? For some of you, it's anxiety. For some of you, it's worry. For some of you, it's not knowing what the future holds. But I'm telling you, it's a sign. It's an early sign that you need to watch. So I ask people sometimes, and I'm like, okay, so what are you doing awake? Where were you awake till this time? What are you doing still awake? And you're finding it difficult to sleep. You know, the worrisome thing these days is the fact that young people now use pills to sleep. You have people that say, maybe let me just take a drink, or let me take a pill, because if I don't take it, I won't be able to sleep. It's not a good sign. It is not a good sign. You need to watch it. Anytime you see that, please pay attention to it and ask for help. Why? These are early symptoms, early signs of a mental health illness. Something is wrong somewhere. The way God created the human body, you're supposed to work and sleep. You work during the day and sleep at night, or you work at night and sleep during the day. Sleep should not be something you're chasing about or you're praying to get. Each time you can't sleep, something is wrong somewhere. Please pay attention to it. Anytime you find it difficult to sleep, something is wrong somewhere. So these are early signs, early symptoms that you should watch out for. Anytime you eat a lot, or you just like eating junk food. You know, for some people, that's the escape. I need a bottle of this chilled drink. My sugar level is low. Oh, I need to hype myself. Something is wrong somewhere. Fix it. Don't look for quick solutions. Don't look for escape solutions. Look for the original. Let's get to the bottom of it. Why are you feeling like that? What is troubling you? What is worrying you? What is that thing that is making your heart skip every 5 minutes? What is that thing that you can't keep quiet about it at the same time you can't talk about it? What is that thing that makes you sigh every 5 minutes? And like, And then people ask you, what's up? And you're like, nothing. You know, anytime you ask someone, I say, how are you? And say, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's not a good answer. Because at one point or the other, it's either you're fine or you're not. So, how are you has become an historical question. How are you? Oh, I'm good. I'm fantastic. It's a lie. You're not good. Your eyes will not lie. So please always ask for help. Always look into those things. There are a few other symptoms, but let me just stay with that so that we can go to the stages, because it doesn't start overnight. All right. Let me just give you a few more. Anytime you feel withdrawn from friends and activities, anytime you feel like you need to your concentration is reducing, you know, you can't really concentrate on anything particular. You start something and you're asking yourself, what was I saying? What was I doing? What was I thinking? These are early signs. You're drifting off. Yeah. So you need to pay attention to these things. Anytime you see yourself, there's just one insignificant tiredness just coming here and there, please pay attention to these things. You know, there's nothing wrong in asking for a break. There's nothing wrong in taking a break. I know the pressure at work, the pressure in the society. You know, someone was still complaining to me this morning that since he got married, he's been asking for time off, but the organization he works with cannot afford to give him time off. And so it's telling on him, it's telling on his marriage, early marriage, it's telling on his life, his health. What do you do at such times? You need to take a break, because if you don't, and you fall sick, or God forbid something bad happens to you, they would replace you in the next minute. You'll be replaced. In the next moment, they will look for someone else that can do it. So why not insist? If it's just a day off or two, listen to me, the organization will continue with or without you. So it's high time you don't see yourself as a superman or a superwoman. Ask for help when you need to ask for help. Look for solutions outside the condition you find yourself. Anytime you see these symptoms or these signs, please pay attention to it. You know, we cannot overemphasize these things. These are things that are happening every day. And in the place of speaking to people and counseling people, we discovered that they noticed all these things, but they didn't pay attention to it. That's why we're here telling you. So please pay attention to these early signs.
trendybeats.com.
Badu, Hallelujah. As you come this life alone, that's how you go live this life alone. You better know who you are. You better know who you are. Ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ lọ́wọ́, Olúwa ló wà. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi lọ́wọ́, Olúwa ló wà. He can give and take away, but every day na for give away. Baba say make I dey happy, yeah, yeah, yeah. Jao, 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 Jao. Baby, dide, oh, baby, dide. Jao, 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 Jao. Baby, dide, oh, baby, dide. Hallelujah, baby, dide, oh, baby, dide. If you talk, you must to do. And when you lie, you don't be truth. You better know who you are. You better know who you are. When they say you done the photo, brother, keep my money low. Don't let anybody know. That money go give you fix it. Ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ lọ́wọ́, Olúwa ló wà. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi lọ́wọ́, Olúwa ló wà. He can give and take away, but every day na for give away. Baba say make I dey happy, yeah, yeah, yeah. Jao, 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 Jao. Baby, dide, oh, baby, dide. Jao, 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 Jao. Baby, dide, oh, baby, dide.
Oh, we ask for help. We ask the superior being. We ask God to help us at such times, because the times that you're just low in yourself, the times when all you can do is look on your inside and ask for inner strength. All right, this is Allure Radio, transmitting from the Oyo State Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism. My name is Oyenike Adeleke, and I'm your mental health advocate. And I'm here every Monday morning to ginger you, to tell you about your mental health, to make you see reasons why you need to be on top of your mental health, and look at the early signs and ask for help when you need to. And the signs when you feel in a particular way, I'm here to interpret your feelings and tell you it's not the end of the road. I'm here to give you hope and give you reasons why you should smile again. I'm here to tell you that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So during this week, during the past week, I saw a quote on social media, and someone said that, why did they put the light at the end of the tunnel? Why not at the beginning? Or why not in the middle of the tunnel? Why then wait before the end of the tunnel, before they give us light? Sincerely, I've been asking myself. But you know, in life, when you start off, things don't seem to go the way we plan. Life is like a tunnel. You start and you keep taking one step at a time, not even sure of what will happen the next moment. But because you know that the more you proceed, the more things happen. So you can't stay in one place and expect good to come to you. There are times you have to step out and reach out for the good. So the light being at the end of the tunnel, it's not like you've been forgotten. It's not like it's conditioned. That's the way life is. There are times when the light is brought in closer. There are times when it looks as if it's so far-fetched. But the truth of the matter is, there is a light that you can bring from your inside. It's called hope. You can use hope to travel to the tunnel until you get to the point where you tell yourself, oh, I'm there now. But guess what? Human wants are insatiable. You keep aspiring for more. You keep wanting more. You keep asking for more. You keep questioning everything. So if you have a challenge today and you solve it, I give you 24 hours, another one will start. And that's what growth is. Growth is you overcoming something and moving to the next level. Growth is in phases. Growth is it's something that you experience at every sphere of life, at every stage in life. So do not give up, do not cave in, do not allow yourself to feel like, oh, something is wrong. Oh, so then I don't think I can make it. Yes, you can make it. Yes, you can be a better version of yourself. Oh yes, good things still happen to people. All right, so this morning we're talking about symptoms and stages of mental health condition. So we talked about symptoms. If you're just joining us, this is you and your mental health, and this is Allure Radio. All right, so we're going on and moving to the stages, different stages of mental health condition. So for some people, they're on a very high pedestal. For some people, they're just at the mild, early conditions. For some people, they're at the middle of it, and you can't even understand what it's all about. So this morning, I'm going to give you 4 major stages, so you can fix and know exactly where you fit in. You can know where you are. All right. See, everything I said earlier about the symptoms and early signs of mental health condition, and that is the first stage. The eating disorders, the worries, the sleeplessness, and the eating habits and everything, those are mild symptoms and warning signs. You see, if we pay attention to some of these warning signs, we won't have issues. A lot of times we would have been able to solve the problem. You won't even get to the second stage. The reason why I took you through the symptoms again is so that you can understand where you are and interpret your actions, your feelings. Anytime you feel these things that I said earlier, those are the early signs. They're warnings. If only you can pay attention to these warnings, you won't move to the second stage. Help can be rendered at every given stage. So everything I said earlier about the symptoms, about the signs, about those conditions, those are the mild symptoms, the early stages. Those are the times you need to quickly pay attention to those things and ask for help. So stage 1, the mild symptoms, the warning signs, the things that happen and you can't even seem to get a hold of it. You are beginning to ask questions. What exactly is happening? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? You can't explain your behavioral patterns. You're seeing changes in your behavior, in your attitude, in your moods. Early signs, early symptoms, early warnings. Please pay attention to those ones. That is the first stage of your mental health condition. Anytime you see these things, please pay attention to it.
Free money, nobody go send you free money. If you not get now, you sabi. I doesn't ask.
I heard that you're looking for love. Please don't judge me, 'cause I won't judge you. I will tell them you believe, I will tell them you believe. As I wake up this morning, landlord don't call me. My body don't ring my phone. Say with that thing when you promise me. I know say you no go believe. Them no tell me say that's so you dey be. I beg you take me back to days when we say I just to play and jump.
I doesn't ask you better get a boy.
Better know this,
That's the ones who make a living to us. Nobody go ask if you
Let go of
Nobody go send you. If you not get now, you sabi. I doesn't ask.
if you no get now you sabi. You know feel easy your body, oh. But if not them need you, they go come to you, come they give you different. This is super story, yo. Though the story touch me, yo. But I know if send you money, yo. If I say make a calculate, but in they spend from Monday to Sunday. They make me reminisce on those days. We pocket money, go yapa for my pillowcase. Now I can send the money, Lord, everything where I want, I must pay, more bill. I fit to give anything to become a child again.
I doesn't ask you better get a boy. You got to hustle, make a living to us. Nobody go ask if you Nobody go send you free money. If you not get now, you sabi. I doesn't.
You better wake up. You're an adult. You're no longer a child. You're no longer being catered for. Now people are responsible, or you are now responsible for people. People look up to you. People are expecting you to perform the magic. All right. So this morning I'm here to encourage you and to say, don't worry, you'll survive. We're all survivors. We're all working through it. That's why we're still standing. It's not because we're stronger. It's just because we decided to tell ourselves that we're going to see this through, and until we get to the other side, we'll keep striving and keep getting better. All right, so this morning I'm talking about symptoms and stages of mental health condition, and this is Alore Radio, transmitting live from Oyo State Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism. My name is Oyenike Adeleke, and I'm your mental health advocate. So this morning we're going to continue On the second stage, I told you about the first stages. I want to tell you about the first stages of your mental health conditions. When you say the first stage, the early signs, those are the first stages. Anytime you start experiencing those things, first stages, right there. Now, what is stage 2? Stage 2 includes the symptoms increases in frequency and severity and interfere with life activities and roles. What I mean by that, you can overcome a particular condition. Maybe you just feel like I'm moody today, and then it doesn't happen again until another 1 month. And then maybe I don't feel like talking to anybody. Oh, I'm beginning to lose concentration at work, but it happens once in a while. But the moment you see that the symptoms begin to increase in occurrence, maybe it now happens every other day, it happens every day, it begins to increase in occurrence, you begin to notice that you have no control over it anymore. You're beginning to see yourself and you're scared of what you're becoming. You're looking at it and you're like, oh my goodness, what is happening to me? It begins to interfere with life activities. You can't function properly at your role. You're beginning to question your confidence. You're beginning to question your person. That's stage 2. They're gradually going down. Because you ignored the first symptoms. Now those symptoms are beginning to come reoccurrently. They're beginning to increase in timing and in speed. Something that happens once a month is now beginning to happen 3-4 times a month. No. Then you're on stage 2. And you see, if I had a chance, I would have shown you a chart where it's an arrow that keeps coming down. By the time you're on the second stage, it's getting blurry. It's getting way down. You're beginning to feel it. Your roles, your activities are being tampered with, they're being affected. The symptoms are beginning to come in frequent successions. You can't control them again. You need to now ask for help. Listen to me. Do not keep it to yourself at this stage. You can still get help. You can still solve it, whatever it is. I hear people say to me from time to time, Oyenika, you mean that anything? I mean anything. The first solution to a mental health condition or anything you're going through is speaking about it, talking to the right person. Because it might look as if it's the end of the tunnel. There's no solution. Nobody can solve this problem. No. There's somebody that can solve that problem. There's somebody that has the answer to that question. There's somebody somewhere that knows somebody that can help you. But if you keep it all to yourself, how do we help you? If you don't talk about it, if you don't speak out, if you don't open up, nobody can interpret your emotions. Even if we know that you're going through something and we can see it through your eyes, we can't interpret it. We can't assume that you're fine when you're not. The only thing we would say is there's something wrong. We can't place our hands on it, but we will know with truth that something is not well, something is not going on right. Alright, so at this stage we request, we plead, we ask that you ask for help. We keep asking you, we keep saying, you know what, please ask for help. You cannot be quiet at this time. It's detrimental to your mental health. It's not safe anymore. It's beginning to affect your roles. It's beginning to affect more frequently. It's beginning to affect you as a person. Then please pay attention to it and let's help you solve that problem.
trendybeats.com.
Stacking up my money, no time for your shit. Money Kolakbo, I don't care for your hate. Me no fighting. Throwing down drums from bungalow, but out there. I did my penthouse, you can't even reach me. Me no frightened. It is not your fight, stand down. I'm not the one, calm down. You know I'm not your problem. You can't be me, why bother? Don't have your time now. Ole mumi bow down. To bambi no farabale. Oboya go lari mole. Okay. It's okay, let them see. Trouble no they pay me. Injaye on the daily. Okay. We go there, okay. I just want to give look. the times too. You dey eye me, let me remind you. No, they try me, but to bury me, go my berry. Yeah. You got my attention, now what you gon' do? You the tension, but you let ya kung fu. Okay, cool it down. Cause me no fight it. It's not your fight, stand down. I'm not the one, calm down. You know I'm not your problem. You can't be me.
You know, that next person sitting next to you, that person living beside you, that person in the public transport with you, that person walking with you is not your problem. Let us stop taking out our aggressions on people, on co-workers, on neighbors, or friends and family. They are not your problem. So if you have an issue, look for help and resolve it. You know, I hear a lot of people say that there's something called transferred aggression. Yeah, it's true, but you don't have to take it out on anybody. That's why we're talking about these things. When you see the symptoms, begin to work on it, pay attention to them, and solve those problems. All right, so stage 1, like I said, is mild symptoms. You begin to see the warning signs, pay attention to that. Stage 2, the symptoms increase in frequency, and it begins to interfere with life and activities around you. Pay attention to that. At that point, yes, you need really help. You need to really ask for help. Don't be quiet. Don't keep quiet. Talk about it. Now, stage 3 is getting worrisome, you know, because this is the time where the symptoms worsen with relapsing and reoccurring episodes, accompanied by serious disruption in life activities and roles. Now, at this point, there's a disruption. Now, at this point, you have been asked to leave your work or your environment because you're becoming a nuisance to the environment. It's beginning to affect your co-workers. At this point, there's a major disruption. People around you are beginning to get the backlash of it. People around you are scared of being around you because they're like, she can just change her mood any time from now. And the next minute, she can just come up with something. She can get irritated at us. This point is getting detrimental to the people around you as well. You know, now it's occurring more frequently. It's beginning to change your life activities. It's beginning to change your roles. It's beginning to affect you. Hey, sit down and tell yourself you need help. It's a mental health condition. It's an illness and it can be cured. It has a solution. It's not a permanent thing. It's not something that you just look at and overcome. No, it is something you need to pay attention to. And you see, at this stage, people would now begin to ask for help on your behalf. And then at some point it becomes embarrassing, and then you fight them for asking for help on your behalf. You begin to say things like, do you think I have a problem? If you think I have a problem, it's my problem. Oh yes, you have a problem. Oh yes, you have noticed that it's your problem and it's becoming our problem. Oh yes, we have discovered there's a change in you. There's a drastic change. There's a significant change that we cannot overemphasize anymore. We can't overlook it because it's beginning to affect work, it's affect your co-laborers, affect your co-workers, and to the point where everybody's beginning to avoid you. They're avoiding working with you. What do you think? It's going to affect productivity of that organization, of that sphere, of that atmosphere. So at this stage, the third stage, you need to watch it, or else people will begin to avoid you, and it worsens the case. People will begin to avoid you. They begin to look for help from nowhere. They begin to tell people that, please, can you talk to her? And they begin to ask that the organization lets you go or relieves you or gives you a break because you're toxic. At that stage, everybody is afraid of meeting with you or coming to you or doing anything with you. It's no longer healthy. And that is the third stage. That's stage 3 of a mental health condition. The reason why we're talking about this behavioral patterns is because we want you to work on it. We want to tell you that it's not normal. It's not the regular thing. It's not your regular routine. So please do something about it. Do something about it before it stops you. Do something about it before it disrupts your life completely. Do something about it because it makes you to become the bad person that you're not. And people will not understand that it's a condition. They begin to stigmatize you. They begin to call you names because you allowed it. So at this point, we begin to ask for help on your behalf.
You they do as them they do. All I do it thing, you know. You better know who you are. You better know who you are. As you on this life alone, that's how you go live this life alone. You better know who you are. You better know who you are. Ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ lọ́wọ́, Olúwa ló wà. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi lọ́wọ́, Olúwa ló wà. He can give and take away, but every day na for give away. Baba say make a day happy, yeah, yeah, yeah. Jaho, 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 Jaho. Baby,
All right, this is Alore Radio transmitting live from the Oyo State Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism. My name is Oyenike Adeleke and I'm your mental health advocate. And I'm here every Monday morning to ginger you, to tell you there is hope, to tell you that you can make it, to tell you not to give up, and to show you the reason why you act the way you act, why you do the things you do, and to talk to you about your mental health. As I round off this morning, I'm going to tell you about the 4th stage, and then I'll tell you a few things and we'll call it a day. All right, stage 4. At this point, symptoms are persistent and severe and has jeopardized your life. As in, you don't have any cause to do anything again. These are the times when people hardly leave the house. They just cover themselves with their duvets and they don't even want the ray of light to shine upon them. They stop eating, they stop talking to people, they stop everything. At that point, your life is coming to an end. Not because you're dead, but because there's nothing happening again. It's so severe that it has jeopardized your life. No more work, no activity, no social life, nothing at all. This is a very bad stage. And that's why we keep talking about this thing, so that you don't get to stage 4. Stage 2 is bad, stage 3 is worse, stage 4 is terrible. Please look for help when you need. The moment you start seeing the signs, start asking for help. You know, I'm going to read from some people this morning about their comments on this. And the lady says, for me, this feels like a cold creeping up on me sometimes. I get more emotional. I start to feel very emotional at a song or a movie or even a TV advert. You know, anytime you listen to a song and it looks as if they're singing a song for you, or you watch a movie and you become that character, and then self-pity comes in and you're beginning to imagine yourself and you're telling yourself sorry. Oh goodness, you are in a very terrible place. You know, when you get to cry or get tear-eyed over any small thing, you see, mild symptoms can quickly turn into something much worse. Prepare accordingly. As the symptoms go downhill, it's time to make an appointment with your doctor. Another person says that at this point, my bipolar symptoms are kicking in. At this point, I feel like I should have an appointment with my doctor. My fuse is very short. You know, when somebody's fuse is short, that's what I spoke about earlier. Any small thing irritates you. Any small thing triggers you. You're angry and upset at every given opportunity. Everybody is happy and dancing, and you are just taking out it. You're asking yourself, why they jumping about? What exactly is making them happy? You know, this and many more are reasons why you need to look into your mental health and begin to ask for help when you need it. And guess what? There's help around. If you need to talk, if you need to speak to someone, please send a message. We'll be here to attend to you. And then you can send a message saying, please, I need to speak to Oyenike. I think I need help. And I'll be willing and able and more than willing to give help as it is required. And this is another episode on you and your mental health. I'll be here again next week at another amazing episode. And please, before next week and up until then, take care of yourself. Ask for help when you're down. And do not think that this is the end of it. You can be better. There's more to you than meets the eye. I love you and I would love to hear from you. Have an amazing day.
Don't let anybody know. Now money go give you fix it. Ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ lọ́wọ́, Olúwa ló wà. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi lọ́wọ́, Olúwa ló wà.
kí ló dé tóun tó dáa kì í pọn ẹlẹ́gàn lójú.